Well, this is the second video of the Morris Manor restoration. I've done a bit more sort of preparation work since the last video I made. I've now got a rotisserie installed through the Morris. I'm going to be mounting this on this rotisserie or a spit so that I can turn the car over and work on the underneath, just as I did with my previous cars. I have taken the wings off and the front valance before, but now I've temporarily put them back on just to trial fit to see and check the gaps around the doors, the shut lines and what have you, because I want to make sure that when I do eventually put it all back together, all the shut lines are good. So I've actually put the doors back on as well, and this is all to do with testing the shut lines and making sure everything does close as it should do. When I bought the car, the doors didn't close at all, and the problem was that this big mess here has been put back wrongly in the wrong place, stopping the doors closing. And once you did a bit of cleaning back, you can see what's going on there. Clearly that's all got to be cut out and sorted out. The back of the car here, you can see there's quite a lot of rust come out. So on the surface of it, it looked good, but when you start digging, you start to find things, which is not a surprise. You see, looking inside the sill here, on the surface it looks fine, but inside it's getting rusty and crusty, and it will only get worse. There you go, you see, it will only get worse. So, and the sills are structural, so they form an important part of the car, so they have to be very, very solid, and there's no point putting the car back together if you're just hiding rust. It's just pointless. So both sills are going to be cut out completely. I've ordered a plethora of new panels. I'm going to replace both the sills completely, and I'm also made the decision to replace the floor. Again, it doesn't look too bad. It can be patched up, but I don't really want to patch it. I want to make a better job and replace all four floor panels. They're not very, very expensive, and it will make it a much better job when it all goes back together. As you can see here, there is rust down there that all needs looking into. At the bottom of the hinge panel, you can see, if I just get the light on it, it's been patched, so we've got to repair that. The doors are great. There's no problem with the doors at all. They're fantastic, so that's obviously saving a lot of work. And if we look underneath the car, you can see the cross member here is crusty at the ends, so I've ordered some new ends to replace the ends of those. The middle bit's fine, so it just needs the ends doing. But you can see here where the floor needs doing, because it is rusty underneath. And I haven't really peeled away too much of the underseal, but I suspect under there's going to be more rust. There is certainly on the other side, so that's all going to come out. Let's say when we look in here, you can see what's going on in there. There's a lot of rust that needs to be taken out. When you do start cutting the sills out of the car, you run a real risk of the actual body getting out of alignment. So I've put all this steel work in here to brace the bodywork up, so that when you do cut out the sills and the floor, there's minimal chance of the bodywork sagging and moving. So you try and maintain the original shape as best you can. I'll also be putting it on blocks and stuff like that, just to keep any movement at all to a minimum. I have also measured everything, so when I do put it all back together, I've got the dimensions how it is here now. You can see the bar going through the middle there. That's for the rotisserie, the spit, which will be mounted onto here, so I can turn the car over. But I'm going to do the sills initially with the car in this position, because it's when it's on the spit, it's a bit more stressed, and I want to keep the stress off the car completely while I cut the sills out. Once I've got new sills in, the integrity and the strength should be returned. Then it'll be better for putting it on the spit, and I can get to the floor properly. I've ordered lots and lots of panels, more than I anticipated, but decided if I'm going to do it, I'm going to try and do it as best I can, make a really good job of it.